Welcome back, everyone. This is the FloTrack podcast on a Wednesday. I'm Kevin. He is Gordon. Welcome into the studio. Our email address is flotrackpodcast@gmail.com. Write in, guess my PR, internet coach, or any other questions or comments you have. We have an internet coach and a guess my PR submission for today. I'm very excited about this one. I will be reading it to you, so hopefully you're ready to both give some good advice and predict. It's the same person. They wrote in for both segments, so very efficient.
Double feature.
Very efficient, yeah.
Dude, this is amateur hour right here. You're playing our YouTube video on the podcast. Come on.
Well, I need to make sure I'm monitoring comments. Shout out to Tampa Eagle. First one in. Good afternoon, everybody. He pivoted from good morning, everybody, showing some agility there. Yeah, we're talking about Women's Athlete of the Year as well. You're going to talk about Nuttycombe,
Of course.
which is a huge cross-country meet, so get ready for that. And World Champs selection process. We got all sorts of things to talk about.
We will say this is going to be a unique podcast because you don't have an earpiece in.
But you do, correct?
But I do. So I can hear Colt. You can't.
That's okay.
So whatever Colt says on the pod, you won't know what he said until after the fact when you listen back. Because you listen back to all of our pods, right?
I did, and that's why I got mad because the air conditioner was super loud last time, and now it's not on in here. We're in the studio for those of you listening and not watching. And now it's hot. Or hotter. So I guess I got to choose one lane and be happy with it. I can't be mad at the temperature.
It's not that hot.
It's definitely warmer. You're not feeling it?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about Women's Athlete of the Year. We already talked about this.
We talked about ad nauseum.
Yeah, but they
which I don't. Do you know how to spell that word?
Ad nauseum? Yeah.
It's an A.
Ad.
Ad.
A-D space and then nauseum.
Oh, okay.
Two
Did not know that.
Two separate words. That's okay.
Good to know.
Let's sort up there. These are the 10 final nominees. I guess they're going to nominate nominees, and then they're going to narrow it down to 5 finalists. We already discussed this ad nauseum, as Gordon said, but here are the 10 women that are nominated: Toby Amuson, Chase Ely, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Kimberly Garcia, Shrika Jackson, Faith Kipyegon, Yaroslava Mahuchek, Sydney McLaughlin, Shawnee Miller-Weibo, and Yulimar Rojas. They're going to get it down to 5, and then from there, they will select the winner. No surprises here. When you go 10 deep, you're going to include a lot of people that wouldn't have been on anybody's short list, but all the names that we mentioned before are in here. One thing that's unique with the women this year, as we mentioned, very deep. A lot of these women have very, very strong cases to make. And even getting it down to 5 is going to be hard with this list because you're going to have to leave off some combination, I think, of either Amuson, Kipyegon, or Shrika Jackson. I think is going to be out. I mean, who would you say are the locks to make the final 5?
Before we get into any of this, I want to talk about this graphic.
You like it?
It looks like a Christmas wreath or like a clock. It's one of the cooler graphics I've ever seen to announce the nominees for World Athletics. I mean, look, it looks cool. It's very circular.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like you can maybe see similarities between like, okay, at 3 o'clock you have Kipyegon, you know, at 7:15 you have Sydney. Going into the 8 o'clock hour, you got Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all around the clock. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, when you start, what time do you wake up? Are you a person that wakes up around Sydney? Do you wake up around Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, or are you like me who probably wakes up around Rojas at like 11 a.m.?
Yeah, I'm probably more on the Amusan side, a little bit before
with kids.
6.
Yeah,
a little bit before 6. Okay, so who do you think are locks? And because we've given our opinions on this, so let's, instead of saying who do you think will be in that top 5? Like, who do you think will be selected? So
it's not opinion. It is. It's predicting.
It's your opinion of who you think
they're going to pick.
And it's 50%. Wait, what the breakdown here is? We got it on the bottom of this sheet here. It's going to be 50% World Athletics Council, then World Athletics Family, 25%, and then the public vote is 25%. The public vote is via social media.
Okay,
but anyway,
whoa. World Athletics Council. Who are they people? Who are those people?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the Council of World Athletics.
So it's just like Sepco and company?
Yeah.
Okay. Then who's World Athletics Family?
Family, the family.
Is it like the cousin or like the aunt and uncle of the council? Like, what's going on? It's like Uncle Bill, like in Serbia, being like,
I think,
big fan of Rojas.
Yeah, put her on there. Not sure where the dividing line is.
So
between
is there
council.
media? Is media being Media's not involved.
I'm guessing media would be involved into World Athletics family. I'm guessing there's some people who are in World Athletics family.
See, this frustrates me.
Okay, you're not getting a vote.
Why aren't we in their family?
We're not in anybody's. You don't get a vote in anything.
I know. What?
And it bothers you.
I think we need to use this podcast to pitch that we should have.
How long you been working here?
We should be adopted into the World Athletics family. That's what I'm looking for.
How long you been doing this?
He's been watching track for like a decade.
How long you been doing this?
I've been here for 9 years.
Okay. And how many votes do you have?
I've had 0 votes.
I don't know if this podcast is going to be the thing that pushes it over the top.
I think it could.
Okay.
I think we should draft.
Make your case. Straight
I think
to
we
the
should
camera.
draft an email to Sebco.
Just tell him right now.
Okay, dear Sebco.
Because we know you're not going to write an email.
It's me, Gordon. Your long lost family member.
He's over there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's there. He's in camera one.
Your long lost family member. It's been a while. We've met a few times in passing. I just want to say that I've missed you, and I would love the opportunity to be back in the family. I have a lot of value. I'm not a good cook, but I have great opinions. Some opinions get people a little annoyed. Some opinions secretly everyone agrees with, but they can't say publicly. And I know you agree with a lot of my opinions. So this is all I got to say about that. Let me in your family, and I will do whatever it takes to ensure that I should have came more prepared for this email. I'm not prepared for this email. I don't know.
This one's going into drafts.
This was going to be a great viral clip.
I don't think you're going to get the vote, man.
Man, my improv skills are going way down.
Should have had Colt.
Should have Colt write the email. Yeah, he's the creator of the group.
Here's what you say. Here's what your pitch should
Yeah, help me out. Be my ghostwriter. Can you be my ghostwriter?
Well, this is my honest opinion. I don't know if this will get you the vote, but you say, how many people are paying more attention than me? Now, counterpoint, he could bring up your viral clip and say, wait a minute, how close attention could this guy actually be paying?
That's true.
If he thinks Fred Curley's going to break Usain Bolt's world record. But I think you say, hey, how many people are getting votes? What, 200, 500?
What's one more?
What's one more? And I'm paying attention to this stuff.
It'll be fun.
And we've talked about it a lot. You could say that, too.
No one's talked about no one has talked about it except for us.
Yeah.
We're literally the only ones that have reacted to this.
Sure. So you're going to get a lot of coverage by giving your vote. I don't really need a vote.
Why not?
I'm fine without having a vote. I'm curious. My original question.
Maybe I can marry into the family.
Yeah,
Does Sebco have like a...
You're tempting me now. Don't do that. Don't do that because I'm going to say something here.
That's a good way to get in. That's what I hear.
Okay. Man, I really resisted saying something.
You did a good job.
You can't do that. You can't expect me to not say anything next time, to show so much restraint.
Okay.
People tune into the bonus pod, they'll
learn about marrying into the family. Okay. So yeah, we don't get a vote, but let's live in a world where we do.
Okay, I was saying... Okay.
No, not that we have a vote. We're trying to predict what the family's going to do.
Well, but here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to get bogged down and rehash the Fraser Price versus Kip Yegon thing. Because as Colt would say, we're on reruns.
Okay.
Because did you have her in the top 5?
I had Kip Yegon in my top 5.
No, did you have Fraser Price?
I don't think... She was either 5th or 6th.
Okay, because I have Kip Yegon 6th. So who are the locks? Sydney is a lock.
Yeah. We each get... Let's pick 3 locks.
Okay. Sydney is a lock. Fraser Price is a lock. I think Rojas is a lock.
I disagree on the Fraser Price being a lock.
She's 100% a lock. I don't think we need to rehash the argument, but who would your 3 locks be?
Rojas.
Okay.
Sydney.
And Kip Yegon. Okay, so we had 2 in common. Let's say that they take Kip Yegon, they take Fraser Price. That leaves 1 spot between, I think it would come down to Sharika Jackson and Toby Amusan, which is crazy to think about. Sharika Jackson, 6-1 in the 200, number 2 time in history, 2 of the best 4. She also got the silver in the 100. Amusan has the world record, has the 12:12, then the wind 8 at 12:06. But remember, her record was 10-7 over the entire season. Yeah, I'm almost, because I think Sydney's going to win the whole thing overall. So I'm almost more interested in who makes the top 5
than who wins.
Than who wins, because it's tough to mount much of a. Well, it's not tough to mount an argument, but Sydney, you can make a straightforward argument that she should win. but someone really good is going to be left out of the top 5. And I think the people that for sure are going to be left out. Mahuchek didn't win Worlds. Garcia, with race walk, it's tough because it's almost like the marathon. It's like they're competing in 2 different things, and she had some losses this year too. Miller Weibo didn't have enough competitions, I don't think. And then Ely I had 7. So that'd be my 7, 8, 9, and 10 would be those 4. And then I think it's 6 for 5 spots between Kipyegon, Amusan, Shrika, Rojas, Fraser-Price, and Sydney.
Is Shaunae Miller-Weibo, outside of Rojas, the only one who won indoor and outdoor worlds?
Out of these nominees?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, but Miller-Weibo's total race count was really low.
But isn't that kind of interesting? Like, that's kind of unique. One indoor and outdoor worlds, like, only one other person has done that is Rojas.
So Miller-Weibo on the year, let's see. She ran 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to put her in the top 5.
6. Yeah, she ran like 6 400-meter finals, but 49.11 that did end up being the season's best.
Yeah,
Paulino got it from her at the end. I think it's going to be close between Amusan, Jackson, Kipyegon. On the chat, AJT says something I noticed too. It says Amusan is already massively winning on social media, so if the council votes aren't unanimous, there's no way she ain't getting top 5. Because I was looking based on retweets, and she had, when I was checking, 5,000 retweets, and some of the other people had a couple hundred, basically.
So wait, okay. What's the population of Nigeria?
But maybe I was just looking at Twitter. They're also probably looking at Facebook and Instagram, so I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you know that Nigeria has 206 million people?
Yeah, it's a very big country. So look at Colt's throwing this up right now.
I did not know that.
Throw this one up, Colt. We need to look at the retweet
That's
count
massive.
there. 18,000 retweets on there. So click on the World Athletics feed, Colt. They're total because they did every single woman. So she's at 18,000. So we can scroll down. You're going to see there's going to be an individual post for each one, and we can see the retweet count on all of them if we just keep scrolling on this page that you're on right now. And you'll be able to see. Keep going. So there's Sydney, 384 for Sydney. Ely's at 69. What Amusan, 18,000. Fraser-Price, let's see, 2,661. What's Kipyegon at? 5,000. Rojas is at 774. Shrika Jackson, 1,150.
So
I mean,
is the vote a like or a retweet?
I think it's a retweet.
Okay, so
I mean, it could be both.
Should FloTrack make their official vote via retweeting?
Well, we can't agree. So, on the top 5, this reminds me though of
let's retweet the race walker.
Some of the NBA All-Star Game, MLB All-Star Game when they introduce the fan vote, and it gets a bit skewed. But again, this is just one form of it. They're also factoring other forms of social media, but it's tough.
I think this is what bothers me. I think Amusan's going to get in.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me, but
no, it can't.
It can't because she's world record, but she has a lot of losses. But it doesn't bother me. It's like fine.
She ran a lot too.
She ran a lot. You're going to lose a lot. It's fine. You're also a world record holder, and you won worlds, so it's cool. What is you're going to disagree with this? But what is bothering me is if Amusan is in, Shrika Jackson is out, and I think Shrika Jackson should be in over Shelly and Fraser-Price. I will go to my grave with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all, but I agree with your first point that Amusan could get in, and if she does get in over Shrika or Faith Kipyegon, then I mean Fraser-Price is going to be in. Like, just accept that right now.
I know.
She's obviously going to be. I think the debate is more going to be between Jackson, Amusan, and Kipyegon. Because I think Rojas is in too, because she got the world record indoors, which is farther than her outdoor jump. Again, she doesn't get as many headlines. This is just a really stacked year. I don't ever remember having a strong case for this many people. Also, it is sort of interesting. Women's marathon is, you could say, is the event of the year, and no one's represented just because it's so many different women doing amazing things, and they're beating each other a lot. and there's no one who had the undisputed clean sheet. But that reminds me, I'm guessing the men's top 10 is going to come out tomorrow, so we can talk about that on Friday. Kipchoge's on that top 10 now.
For sure.
So then,
world record.
So what we can do is we can't have the Mondo versus Kipchoge debate because we never had that because last time it was just a hypothetical about whether or not he would break the world record. So we can have the discussion that everybody
has been itching to do.
See, this is what we would do if we had a vote. So
Give
we
us a
talk
vote.
about it even more.
I'm going to come up with a better letter. I screwed that segment up so bad.
That was tough.
Don't clip that.
In the chat, they were kind of crushing you.
Yeah. I recognize it.
AJT says, to be honest, Gordon's take is decent.
Decent. I love me a good decent. But,
well, they're going back and forth now. People love debating this.
I mean, it's interesting. Okay, so yeah, it's not, we got our opinions disagree. The whole Shelly and Sharika thing, Kip Yeagon. But I'm willing to agree with you on what they're going to do. They're going to pick, Sydney's going to win.
Yeah.
And then 2, 3, 5, who cares what the order is? They'll show it alphabetically. Will be Rojas. It will, unfortunately, be Shelly and Fraser Price.
Unfortunately.
It will be.
Had the best 100-meter season in history, unfortunately.
It will be Rojas.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Okay, hold on. Sydney, Shelly-Ann, Rojas, Toby, and then I think the last person is going to be.
I think it's going to be Kip Yeagon.
I think it's Kip Yeagon because they'll say, like, we can't have two Jamaicans.
Well, yeah, they want to spread it out. And there's no distance either.
Yeah.
Because if it's that top 5, it would be a 4-meter hurdler, a 100-meter runner, a triple jumper, a high hurdler. So
4 sprinters in one.
You're going to have to throw in another 200-meter runner. There, I think they'll go. 15. Yeah, I think Jackson actually would be my pick for, especially knowing that everybody's retweeting Amusan right now.
They're basically.
I think
Jackson's on the edge.
I think that she's
the odd woman out.
But you can make an argument that she should be number 2 here behind Sydney.
Yes,
like you could make a legit argument that she had the second best season.
I think she's number 3 behind Faith.
Yeah, because you like people who run twice a year. That's good.
I mean, you love. Well, again.
No, we're not doing it.
That's what Sydney is doing.
We're not doing this.
Sydney didn't run a lot
because she did a Sydney, and if you do a Sydney, you get a pass.
Well, Faith Kipyegon was 0.03 seconds away from doing a Sydney.
Game of inches out there
over a 4-lap race.
Game of inches, 3 3/4. Let's get this.
Should we vote for someone? I want to vote for someone.
You can vote for whoever you want.
From FloTrack's account.
Oh, it doesn't matter to me since you didn't get an actual vote. That's kind of sad though.
That's just
I didn't get a real vote, so I just retweeted.
I'm 1/1000th of a 25%.
We should film a clip. Gordon filing his official submission for vote.
And then I'm just going to
Here's
retweet.
how I voted.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's the media for you. All right.
All the pressure in the world on this vote. Anything else you want to talk about with these?
No. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum.
Okay. Should there be more awards for track?
Yeah.
And what would the categories be? Would you like to see it break it down by discipline, or would you like to see it be more
Well, here's the problem.
breakthrough of the year?
Break it down by discipline, they're going to be like, all right, the winner is the world champion.
Okay, so
that's what I hate about like coach of the year in NCAA.
Yeah.
The coach of the year every year is the coach that won. It's like, whoa, really? It's like, I like it when an award is not about just whoever won the race or whoever won the championship.
Okay, so what would your categories be?
I mean, we did the Emmy Awards.
You like that?
On the bonus pod.
Yeah.
Watch that. That was good.
Become a member. $5.
Become a member. Get to listen to the bonus pods. Speaking of bonus pod, we have to do another one.
I know. I'm ready for it.
Okay.
Grammy Awards.
We can go deep into award seasons. Tonys would be fun.
Yeah.
I think they should do something like breakout performer.
Yeah. More
like most improved. Like comeback runner of the year.
Oh, I like that.
A most improved. I really do.
Sixth man.
I do think there should be like a 6th man, and the way the 6th man is, it's like the person. I don't know I don't know where the 6th man is in individual sports.
We were talking about best supporting actor, but breakthrough, comeback.
I think breakthrough and comeback.
Yeah, those are fun.
I think coach of the year would be cool.
I think
coach of the year would be good.
I think you're right. If you did event by event, it would end up being. I'm just thinking like who would. I mean, men's distance athlete of the year be Jakob.
Yeah,
because he gets a silver and a gold. So, and what would women's sprinter of the year? That would be a pretty good debate. But a lot of them would just be open and shut.
Yeah,
and they're not competing head to head against each other. So,
I mean, I think maybe doing like race of the year, like what was the most exciting race or best kick of the year. I mean, we do that. Like most exciting finish of the year.
Well, I do think they should have. I think what would help is if they had performance of the year, and then gave that at the same time and tried. This is very high school track coach of me. You don't want to give two people. You don't want to give the same person 2 awards. How do
Everyone
I spread
gets
it around?
a participation ribbon.
Yeah, you're looking at the guy who won most miles high school senior year.
That was an award?
Yeah, they kept track of all of our miles, and I got most miles.
Were you keeping track of it? Like, I'm going to win this? Was that like your
No, I
goal?
just knew I was because I was at every practice during the summer and racked it up, and I also choked like a dog at state, so I wasn't going to win MVP. So that was gone, but they had to give me some. And they had a coach's award.
But were you keeping track of it? Like, oh, I got a good lead on everyone?
No, I just knew. I was at every practice, and I was doing the max that I could do, so nobody was going to pass me. In any event, if you had performance of the year and then athlete of the year, I think that would work well, especially for a year like this, because then you'd give McLaughlin performance of the year for Worlds and break world record, and then you give Fraser Price athlete of the year.
I do think there needs to be a way to do performance of the year that is not connected to all-time marks.
What's it compared to points?
No, it's compared to just the moment.
Right. Well, wouldn't that have been Sydney in the 400 hurdles this year?
Yeah, Worlds? But like, it's like trying to find a way to like take away, like, because when you do performance of the year, it's just like, all right, whatever the fastest marks that were run. All right, the world records. What was the most coolest world record, right?
Okay.
I think you should find a way to find a cool performance that isn't like, it could be someone running a 3:59 mile, but it was like a really dramatic moment. It was really big for this person.
Yeah.
Qualified and whatever. I don't know. There's a story behind that 3:59 mile.
You're giving out awards to the first round.
Yeah.
Like, man, that was amazing.
But like someone like trips and falls and still finds a way to qualify into the next round. Like stuff like that.
That's more moment of the year. But I do like something in between where it's not just what's the points table. Say, I'm going to give your favorite runner some credit here. Kipyegon, I think, would have been a candidate at Worlds. Just totally just crushing everybody. Amazing effort, wire to wire, running that. Like taking into consideration the context of how hard it is to run a fast distance race in a championship setting. I think that would be a fun award too. But I think just singular performance this year, it still would have been McLaughlin. But then if you gave that one to her, then you can spread around. Because I do think we do need to separate between this person won Worlds, basically. They were the story at Worlds versus this person had a complete season.
Yeah. Anyway, send an email, FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com with your ideas.
We got 20 more minutes out of that, and we didn't even talk about the men on Friday.
It's
20
gonna be
more
great.
minutes. We are so good at Athlete of the Year promotion.
Should we tell the people what we're going to be doing in January? Or we save that?
I don't even know what we're going to be doing in January. What are we doing in January? Oh, yeah, don't say that.
Okay.
Because that's probably not going to happen. Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Let me check in on the chat. Tampa Eagle says Sid wins Performance of the Year. Fraser Price Athlete of the Year. Yes, yes. Rob's writing in with his bench numbers. This is great. He did 165 4 times. Like what I failed again yesterday. I only did it 3 again. So I'm still at 3. 165 times 3, even though the goal was 4.
3. How many are in a set?
Well, I was trying to get to 4. And I did 3, and then I said, do I really want to have to bail
It's just
out?
3 bet. That was it.
3 reps at 165. But he says his goal should be 200 times 1. Good luck to both of us. Okay. Next topic. Yeah, so we'll talk about the men on Friday.
Yeah.
A lot less drama on the men's side, but I am interested to see who they'll come up with for the 10. Actually, here, let's see. Let's do that. Let's predict. Who are the 10 going to be? I'm pulling up my old notes.
Yeah, I don't
Mondo,
remember.
Dos Santos, Jakob,
Yes.
Lyles,
Yes. Kipchoge.
Kipchoge. Oof. Then I had El Bakali. I have Kovacs and Krauser.
No, you can't do both.
And I have Michael Norman. I know, I'm just saying the people
gonna
I
be
wrote down
Krauser.
notes for.
It's going to be Michael Norman.
Okay, then that leaves 2 still.
There's going to be Grant.
You think Grant will get a nomination?
Yeah.
All right.
He won the Diamond League indoors and outdoors.
Emmanuel Carrier.
If they give it to Anthony Runner, that would be hilarious.
Who else? Who should be on there?
Jake Whiteman.
Ooh. He might be a nominee. I'm thinking Field, too.
Oh, this
Oh, Peters. Peters had a big throw.
He
Good
did.
job.
Was one of the triple jumpers dominant?
Pichardo?
Yeah.
Was he nominated? They have another nomination.
No, like dominant. Was it the same? Was there like a double triple jump winner, like indoor outdoor?
Well, I hope not, because before you said there was only Milanuevo and who was the other one?
Well, I was talking on the women thing. That's all.
Okay, Pichardo. Let's see Pichardo's season.
Did he win indoors?
I'm gonna look. He won Worlds. Indoors, no.
Okay,
silver.
Second. Okay. Yeah,
silver. And he was silver in Diamond League. That's tough. I think it's going to be, Anderson Peters. Let me look at his whole season. Write in right now in the comments. You're 10.
Decathlete? No, I don't know.
Decathlete.
If I get Race Walker, we'll get a spot. Open spot.
So he has a third, a ninth, and then he got second at Commonwealth. But I think that'll be enough to get him to.
We'll see.
I mean, through 90 meters a couple times.
All right, next topic.
93 meters. Through 93 meters in Doha. You ready for the next topic? Hold on, I want to see if anybody else has a better top 10. Okay, no one else wrote in. All right, do you want to talk about cross?
Oh, no.
Oh, World Champs Marathon selection process. This will be a really exciting segment.
Look at this document we got. Look at this.
Scraping, yeah.
Zoom in on that document.
People love PDFs.
Look at that.
Yeah, keep that up there for a while.
Scroll around. Look at this.
Zoom to the bottom.
This is our sport right here.
Zoom to the bottom. Yeah, where it says the following
this
procedures
is the worst
will be used
PDF
to select
ever.
athletes to the
I
team
can't
number
scroll to
one.
the bottom.
Gordon's going to read that sentence under number one because that's the key marker there. Gordon, can you read that?
I can't read it. So hold on. Colt says he can't zoom down.
No zooming available.
No zoom. It's a bad PDF.
It says 3 team positions per gender will be selected based on the 3 highest placing time performances on marks set on World Athletics approved courses during the period of December 1st, 2021 through May 30th, 2023.
Okay, so re-say that like I'm a 3-year-old.
Top 3 times. And it already started.
From what date?
December 2021. So you had all of 2022.
So 2022, and then when's the deadline?
May 30th, 2023.
May 30th.
So you basically have the spring marathon or Valencia to get in the top 3. So for the women, Sisson's there, D'Amato's there, and I believe Sarah Hall's in that 3rd spot. And on the men's side, Rupp is in there, Mance is there, and I think it's Zach Panning. Now, this is totally different than the last World Championships qualification because demand was high for that one because the World Championships were in the United States. And they announced the procedure basically by the time qualification had ended. They're at least giving athletes another season to do it. And by season, I mean the spring marathon season. But some people are probably already locked into races. So if you really wanted to run the World Champs, you got to get to a fast race.
So will Boston Marathon times count?
Yes, it makes a carve out for that because it says it needs to be record eligible, but it also considers Boston.
So they make a note like
and
Boston
CIM.
counts.
CIM counts too, even. Yeah.
CIM and Boston count. Okay.
CIM coming up.
Who will run it?
Who will run what?
This race. Like who from the American side is going to go to Budapest to run a marathon?
Oh, I don't think it's going to be at all. It's going to end up being the 5th, 7th, and 12th person on the descending order list.
That's what you think?
I'm only bringing this up because it's a Wednesday show and there wasn't a ton to talk about. I'm going to be honest. This is not going to be controversial.
You know how great it would be if it actually is the 5th, 7th, and 12th people who say yes? That will be the greatest prediction ever.
Almost as great as if it ends up being the top 3, like Mance and Rupp.
Okay, here's a question.
I think they should.
Will Mance run it?
No. I think they...
Will Kira D'Amato run it?
No.
Sarah Hall?
No.
Emily Sisson?
No.
Galen Rupp?
No. Keep going. Just keep going.
Molly?
Seidel? No.
Yeah.
No. Here's what I think. Listen, it's a financial decision. Yes. You run that one, that means that's one less marathon you can run to make money. But in a world where the money was equal, or even close, or if money wasn't an object, I think it would be good for the Americans to run these types of races because it's just more big race experience. And Kenya and Ethiopia, they sometimes enter their top people. Now, sometimes they bail out after 20K, especially if the weather's bad, or 10K. But you go back and you look, they're not as deep as a London, or they're not as deep as the Olympics. They're not as coveted. But there's still some really good people there. So it's just a good chance to get some international experience. But none of the people you named, I think, will run it. I will be happy to be proven wrong.
One last question. What time do they need to run? Is there a standard?
Oh, so 209.40 for the men. The women's, what, 228 or something on there? 220.
So 209.40, only 3 men have run that fast.
But they've done it in the window, right?
Yeah.
So if they don't.
But I'm saying Galen Rupp and Connor Mance aren't going to take this. So do you think there's a chance that USA men won't send 3 people because all the people who are run sub 209.40 were like, no, I'm good.
Okay, so then it says, should not enough athletes accept positions using the above procedure, any remaining positions will be filled based on rank order as described above. So they'd assume they would go with the people who have the standard. I think there's going to be a bunch of people who run under 209.40 in Boston.
Okay.
Don't you? Unless the weather's crap. And even at CIM, I think there's going to be more people that are running 209.40. I think.
How many people ran under 209.40 last year? Let's look.
Not a lot, but when you got
one person ran under 209.40 in 2021. In 2020, 4 people did it.
Yeah.
In 2019, 1 person did it. In 2018, 1 person, and this 1 person is Galen Rupp.
Yeah.
So, 2017, 1 person.
But
this
here we go.
209.40 thing.
Did
2016, no one did it.
Panning ran it, right? Panning ran under 209.40 at
yes,
Chicago.
and he'll take the spot. But
yeah, so there's 1.
But do you think 2 more people, not named Mance, Rupp, or whoever, will run sub 209.40?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a couple seasons here where.
But who's gonna do that? Because last year only Rupp ran fast and he ran 206. 2020, he just ran sub 209.40. Martin Hareher, Noah Droddy, Galen Rupp, and Colin Benny. Colin Benny was 209.38. It was just under.
Yeah, I think we'll get more. I think we'll get some at Boston. Especially if they plan on accepting the spot, they'll try to hit that
I think there could be a situation
where they only get 2 in.
Where USA doesn't send 3 people on the men's side.
Yeah. But
Zach Panning will be our lone rep.
What if they don't would they fill the field with non-time qualifiers and then it's just points?
Yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to get complicated. There's going to be I just have a feeling. I know you said the segment was just because of a Wednesday, but when we get to this,
both things
it's not going to be cut and dry. I think there's not going to be enough eligible men for our criteria, and then we're going to go on World Athletics, and it's just going to get weird, and all of a sudden a random person's going to be there.
I'm not saying it's not going to get weird. I'm just saying the stakes are going to be lower than they were for Eugene, because Eugene, the women's team especially, was stacked. I mean, Seidel ended up scratching, and then D'Amato took the spot on a couple weeks' notice. That's how in demand it was, right? You had Sarah Hall, D'Amato, and Emma Bates. Those are 3 of the U.S.'s best 5 marathoners, right? They wanted to do it. On the men's side, you had Rupp out there grabbing that spot. So I just don't think there's going to be as many hands going up to run in Budapest next summer, and I'm basing that off of all the other previous world championships, where there occasionally has been some people who take the spots, but a lot more people declining than accepting.
All right. Segue. Let's talk about cross country.
Yeah, can you hand me that bag of M&Ms while you talk about cross country?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're just going to eat M&Ms on the podcast?
Yeah, we're going to do a 1 shot and then mute my mic.
Hold on. How do you feel when people eat food on a podcast? Isn't that like the worst thing ever?
Mute the mic, and then I was just going to I want to give you the floor. I want to make sure I don't talk, and the easiest
I'm not going to let you eat M&Ms. Speaking of M&Ms, though, these M&Ms, that sounds awful. They're called Cookies and Scream. Have you ever heard of that? I don't know.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Give me 4 things to watch.
I don't like this whole
go.
Yeah, and just be like, I refuse to think about cross country.
No, I'm deferring to your
Gordon's
expertise.
just going to talk, and I'm going to you're like making a mockery of cross country when you're like, I'm too cool to talk about it.
Making a mockery.
You are. You're oh yeah, you care about Charles Hicks' 8th place finish off the random invite Nuttycombe bobsled. Invitational.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying you
I'm
belittle
your expertise.
No, you belittle cross country on this podcast.
I'm not. I am deferring to you.
You have said off camera.
Whoa! Don't say what I said off camera, because then we're gonna say what you say off camera.
I know. I'm just saying. I know that your true feelings about cross country.
No, I say it all on camera. I wish people raced more in cross country and cared about it as much as the fans care about it. But go ahead. I'm deferring to your expertise. That's all I'm saying.
Have you ever in your
life pay more attention to this
saw a non-NCAA championship cross country result and was like, oh. Never, right?
Have you? Be honest. Have you? Have you? Go.
No, I have, I think. Okay.
It comes from a place of love.
Oh, call it love. It's love.
Dude, we've covered this thing pretty seriously. You've done it for more years than I have.
Yes.
You've been paying attention for about a decade. Not as much for me, but yeah, I was all the ebbs and flows of the season. I'm all about it.
Okay.
But I'm saying you know more than me.
I do.
I'm saying go.
Okay, thank you. So Nuttycombe is this weekend.
You just wanted me to tell you that?
Friday. Basically, everyone is going to Nuttycombe. No one is going to Pre-Nets or anywhere else. It's very unique. Typically, it breaks down like 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
Like 70% of the good teams go to Nuttycombe, 30% of the good teams go to Pre-Nets. This year, it's like 95-5. It's very different.
Why?
Because all the good teams that are just basically got their Pre-Nets experience at the Cowboy Jamboree.
Got it.
So they're like, oh, whatever. But you can look at the start lists are up, but there are multiple athletes listed for every team. And so that makes you think, okay, let's look at some of these rosters.
By multiple, you mean more than 7?
More than 7,
more than
right?
10.
Which I hate how the coaches are able to submit like 12 guys.
Hold on. You're not allowed to say anything negative about cross country because when I do, I get criticized as being a hater. So please be positive.
Okay. Basically, again, it's another meet. All the top teams are there. Top ranked teams are there. And we're going to see NAU versus Stanford versus BYU versus a few other teams.
Number 1 ranks BYU in Kevin's rankings.
Yeah, incorrect. So there's a few things I want to take away from this. Number one, let's talk about a team that's not there, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is not there. They're hosting Pre-Nats. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the Pre-Nats entries, they're racing a B squad.
Okay.
So Oklahoma State, one of the best ranked teams.
Hold on.
What?
Can we pause for a second? You just criticized me for ripping on cross country. I gave you the opportunity to preview a meet. You talk about your first team you talk about is a team that's not there. Not only are they not there, they're at another meet where they're not running their best runners.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's being unnecessarily harsh about
No, I'm just delivering the news. I'm just a messenger.
Go ahead.
We love cross country. We all love.
For the record, I want that noted. Go ahead.
Okay. Which is kind of, I talked to Dave Smith about this. He told me that this was the plan if they run well at Cowboy Jamboree. He's not going to run their top guys during this meet. He's going to wait till Big 12s and kind of do another like half-ass run at regionals and then go all in at nationals. But it is interesting because Oklahoma State left out 2 to potentially 3 of their top 5/top 7 from the Cowboy Jamboree. We're not going to see those guys like Isai Rodriguez. We're gonna have to wait again on him till probably Big 12s. So it makes you think like Oklahoma State is basically doing the ultimate holding their cards. Because we're not going to know the true Oklahoma State form basically until nationals. Because you can't really take much even from Big 12s because it's a small meet. Anything can happen. Anyway, I want to get out of the way. It sucks, but basically projecting what Oklahoma State's going to do is going to be very hard to do. We're going to have opinions. Your opinion is going to be either wildly right or wildly wrong, and I'm going to have to choose a side. I don't know what side I'm choosing. I'm not sure if I should choose Oklahoma State's going to be legit or Oklahoma State's going to be good. I haven't figured it out yet. All right, Oklahoma State.
Can you talk about the meet, please?
Right, yeah, over. Well, I have to talk about that. It's interesting. It's an interesting dichotomy. What's it? You know the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Dichotomy.
Dichotomy. Yeah, it's interesting. All right,
that's it.
So back to...
Way to take a big swing there. I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Back to Nuttycombe. The team that I think there's one athlete everyone wants to know whether or not they're going to run there, and that is Colin Solomon. So if you look at Northern Arizona, they're on the men's championship. Look on men's championship on the left side, Colt. And just go down to Northern Arizona. Colin Solomon is in the start list. But if you notice, NAU has entered like 12 people.
Everybody. So are all those people on the team?
Yeah, they're all on the team.
Or some of those people just taking like a running class?
Some of those names are made up, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Riley Human. Like, that's not a real person.
Oh, wow.
He's like, we'll just call him Human to make it real.
Yeah, it's like autofills.
Yeah, it's Riley Human. All right. Sorry, Riley. I'm sure you're a great guy. But Colin Solomon is there, hip number 296. The question is, will he run? There was a report from Let's Run that he may not race this season based off of a quote from Mike Smith. My conversations with their camp.
Brian Windhorst over here.
Was that like
Adam Schefter?
That headline was a little more salacious than it needed to be. I'm not sure if that's the right word, salacious, but like it made it seem like he wasn't going to run, but there's a good chance he was going to run. Seeing his name here makes me think he's going to run. An hour before, when I was in the car driving here, I texted
salacious was
coaches.
You mean sensational?
Sensational, it's sensational. That's what I meant. I texted coaches asking if he's going to run. They haven't responded. They're probably going to play games and be like, "Oh, we can't tell you," even though they know. I'm going to make a bet. I think he's running. I think they wouldn't even put
the camp.
Yeah, silence from the camp. I think they wouldn't have put his name on the list if he wasn't going to run, because you don't see anyone else on that list that's like a red shirt type guy. Like everyone on that list.
What about Riley Human?
He's run.
Okay.
He's real and he's run.
Right.
I believe he ran at the whatchamacallit, their opener, whatever you call it. So I think we're gonna see Colin Salmon, and I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna make NAU look a lot different from what they looked like at Cowboy Jamboree. But Stanford is also adding in one of their top threes. So I think it was who was the one of their big three that didn't run at Cowboy?
Kai Robinson.
So Kai Robinson is on the start line. That's going to turn, Stanford's big 1-2 punch into a really good 1-2-3 punch. So it's going to be really nice to really see a true Stanford team versus a true NAU team to really kind of understand where these two teams balance each other out. So that's what I'm excited about. I think we're going to get more. I'm excited that we're going to get real data from Stanford and NAU that we didn't get from Cowboy Jamboree. And I'm not excited about that we're not getting the data from Oklahoma State.
No data.
And then ultimately, I'm excited to see, is BYU at this meet?
Mm-hmm.
Can BYU show that Cowboy Jamboree wasn't a fluke?
Number 1 ranked BYU.
So that's what I want to see from them. Altogether, I think this result will give me probably a good 70% likelihood of understanding of who's going to win the meet, who's the true favorite. Because right now, the true favorite is a top 4 team. There's 4 teams, BYU, Stanford, Oklahoma State, and NAU. I think after this, we'll be able to narrow it down to 2, which would be nice.
But wouldn't one of those be Oklahoma State, since we're not going to know anything about them?
We'll be able to know, because you'll be able to. We'll be able to.
Man, Michigan State entered a whole bunch of people in here, too. Okay, women.
On the women's side, a lot of good teams, again, are here. We get to see New Mexico and NC State go up against each other. That will be kind of a rematch of the Notre Dame thing. I think here, though, it's going to be NC State just being like, it's going to be very dominating.
Is Camille entered?
Camille's here. She's on the start list. I think we might see potential, holy crap moments from NC State.
Like a 30-point score or something?
Yeah. This is going to be a really low score. They might break the record for the lowest score at Nuttycombe, and it'll be even more impressive because all the good teams are there. And so it's like, wow, not only did you have an impressive score, all-time great score, but you did it with New Mexico on the course with the few other good teams there. Alabama is not here, so we won't get to see Mercy Chilangat go up against Caitlin Tui again. Alabama's running a home meet instead, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, it's going to be good. Luckily, the meet goes off at the women race at 12:20 and the men race at 1. Our podcast is at 12:30, so we'll be able to live react.
You can read the results like last time.
This is what you do. This is what you're doing. You're like,
not doing anything.
You're
You did that last time.
Reacting to
You
cross
did that with
country.
the Bill Dillinger invite.
Yeah,
and
you made fun of me. You made fun of me,
it.
and people liked it, which just shows that you're not in line with what the people
I know.
want.
I'm out of touch.
You're out of touch.
Yeah.
You're getting up there in age, man.
NAU women, I'm curious about that.
That would be interesting. I think their top runner, Taryn O'Neill, she hasn't been running like a true number 1 lately. She's kind of been running like a good team's number 2 runner.
Yeah.
I think she'd be like New Mexico's or NC State's or Alabama's number 2 runner as opposed to their number 1 runner. So we'll see if she can kind of get back into that good form. But yeah, that's telling us, It's cross country. We're going to see him again. We kind of seen a lot from this data. But the ultimate great thing about this weekend, even in throwing the pre-nat meet, it's just it really formulates who's healthy. It really formulates which freshmen are actually going to matter. You know, we had like a lot of hype. I had a lot of hype on Jenna Hutchins for BYU, but this is like her last chance for Jenna Hutchins to be like whether or not she's a legitimate top 5 scorer for BYU or she's just, you know, a freshman who's
needs another year
to get back to where she thinks she can be. You know, so I think that's what's exciting about this race is it's enough of the like, oh, we're just tempoing. Oh, it's early in the year. Oh, we're preserving red shirt.
Someone's gonna tempo though. You know that, right?
Yeah, someone's gonna tempo. No, I think you don't tempo Nuttycombe. You just don't.
What do you mean? NAU.
They didn't tempo. They never tempoed Nuttycombe.
Well, they help people out too.
They never tempoed Nuttycombe.
I think this is the most consequential Nuttycombe in the NAU men's era. It is. You're downplaying a big story that's right in front of you. You're getting 2 losses in the weeds. This is a big meet for NAU.
Because if they get second or third, it's like
it means something. It's not like years past where you can just pull a Baxter off the bench and say, okay, go in there and save us, or oh, we got Grijalva here, or we got Beamish. The depth is not the same as it was.
But they are going to be running from Cowboy Jamboree. They're going to be adding Colin Solomon, I think.
I know, but this is it.
Theo Quacks and Brody Hasty.
We're a month away from nationals.
Yeah.
So this is it. All the hypotheticals
are gone.
Yeah. They need to show up and show something in this race.
So here's a question.
See, I'm trying to sell this, and you're just like, the number 7 runner on the pre-nat team's not there. It's like, no, let's talk about what's right in front of us here. NAU men need a big race.
So do you think, though, if NAU men don't win this race, they're not winning nationals?
I think they're not the favorite. I mean, I already don't have them number 1. You don't even have them number 1.
No.
At that point. Yeah, if they run all the people that we think they're going to run, and they don't win, and we can make a legitimate claim that everybody showed their best, I think... I mean, we have to look at margin too, but no, I don't think they'd be the favorite.
Okay,
they shouldn't be the favorite. And I don't. During this run, even the year they lost, I don't think we've ever been in that position.
So, should we say that the winner of this race?
No, because
is going to win nationals.
No, because Oklahoma State's out there too. They're just chilling.
They're just still
what they're doing. They're just
be at the bar, just hanging out.
No, they're just trying to memorize the course even more. They're going to try to just look at the course a lot and know everything about it.
They're going to know where all the divots are.
I think you're not. I don't think you're giving enough. You're not putting enough weight into what this race could mean.
I mean, you're acting like it's like the end of the they're all like running off a cliff. Like this is the end of the era.
This is big. I think
you think this is the end of the era? Like, do you think we're gonna look back to this race on Friday and be like, that's when the Mike Smith era went downhill? Like when you do 30 for 30, like 7 years from now.
Listen,
be like, when did it all go downhill? Well, Kevin was ahead of the time. He saw it. 2 days out, he said this was the race. And
no. They're going to be fine long term. But I'm saying for this year, I think this is going to tell us whether or not they're in a good position. And if Solomon isn't where you have him a top 20 guy.
Yeah.
And even as a top 20 guy, they're in a dogfight.
I think Colin Solomon will finish top 20 in this race.
Well, no, you have him top 20 in nationals, don't you?
Yeah. Which is top 20 in this race is likely top 20 in nationals.
My point is this. You have him as a top 20 guy. If he doesn't show himself to be a top 20 guy.
Have him the 20th guy for the record, not top 20. Just the 20th.
Let me back up then. All right. You have him as the 20th guy.
Yes.
And in that projection with him being 20th, they're in a dogfight with 3 other teams.
Yes.
If he goes out there and shows he's not a 20 guy, then they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Who else do they have?
Well,
who's on the bench?
Well, their bench, I also am underperforming their bench. You know, like George
Kusha. We've seen him, though. We've seen him. We know what Nico can do. Like, there's no...
I think I'm undervaluing Brody Hasty. I think I have a bunch of their guys in the 40s to 50s, which I think could finish in the 30s to 40s, which is combine a bunch of 10 points here and there. Boom, 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 you're first.
I think as someone who both wants an Athlete of the Year vote and you want a cross-country vote, I'm assuming...
Yeah, I wish I had a cross-country
vote. You can't get...
I want a lot of votes.
I think this is where you're too far in the forest, the trees situation here. Like, you're too much in the minutia. I'm looking at it as just big picture. Hey, let's look at the resumes of these. What have these teams done this year? If I didn't know anything about their past, I'd probably say NAU's not the favorite, just based on what I've seen this year. I think you're getting lulled into nothing matters until we get to nationals, and that's fine.
No,
Which
no.
is correct 98%
No, I'm just
of
saying,
the time.
when you don't run a guy who's going to finish top 20, it means something.
20th. But this could be that 5% of the time. This could be when a regular season meet actually matters.
Yes.
This could actually signal something to us. And we've been burned a lot before.
Yes.
Not burned, because they usually run this meet really well. But there's been times when teams have run really well at this meet and then fallen apart at nationals. That's happened.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
All the time. But not win it.
But NU has all this pedigree, so you're going to default back to they're going to figure out a way to get it done. They're going to become champions again. That's just what they do. But I think if you look at what's happened so far this season, this meet needs to reveal something about this team.
We'll find out.
Does Mike Smith still listen to the pod? I know he listened to the pod.
I don't know.
In the day.
I mean,
I was trying to do that for him.
They're probably going to listen to the segment for sure.
That was all for
I'm
him.
sure the entire team is going to play this.
Yeah.
On the morning driving to the course.
Yeah, you weren't giving him anything, so I had to give him something. You're like, Oklahoma State's 6th guy will be taking a calculus exam and not running the meet. It's like, come on, man. This is sports.
I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to win. So
NAU?
Yeah.
The meet?
Yeah.
National title?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if I'm wrong, whatever.
We're going to be reacting live on Friday to that. You'll see Gordon's updated.
I mean, I just think what's your biggest gripe about me right now, about this whole thing?
It's not about you.
Okay.
It's not about you.
Or my opinion, or like
it's
what
not
I'm
even.
doing?
It's.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what we're arguing over.
We're not arguing anything really.
Okay.
It's not about you. It's about the sport. We get conditioned to think that nothing matters.
Okay.
Because oftentimes it doesn't.
Correct.
Because people don't take every meet seriously.
Yes.
And because some teams are
Everything's
so
a
good,
scrimmage.
they figure it out. Exactly.
It's all preseason.
But there's occasional times
when it does.
I said 98% of the time or 95% of the time it doesn't.
But this is the 2%.
This could be one of those.
This is the 2% race.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes. We're in agreement.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So, and the most consequential part of it, because I think on the women's side, we kind of know how it's going to go, and it's going to be one of those 95% races. It's about NAU.
Yeah.
And it's about them proving whether or not they have a championship team. I'm just trying to throw as much stuff out there for
I like
as
it.
I
No.
can.
We'll end this segment with hip number 506 on the women's side.
Mm-hmm.
India Jones. Great name.
Jones or Johnson?
Jones.
Oh, okay. India Johnson.
No, but India Jones, do you think they're a big Harrison Ford fan?
I get where you're going.
They named their child India Jones.
Yeah. All right. We
cool.
don't got much time left. Let's do Guess My PR and Internet
We
Coach.
have so much. We can do whatever we want.
No, Colt's got to go.
Oh, Colt's got to go?
I have no idea how the show ended up being almost an hour. And
Well, that's the goal. It's supposed to be an hour.
I know.
It's a podcast.
This is Wednesday. When your second story, though, is World Champs Marathon selection process announced.
And we do like 10 minutes on Zach Panning.
Yeah, you don't expect... No, Zach Panning deserves it. He's a D2 legend. If Lincoln was here, he would defend Zach Panning's honor.
I'm a big
All
fan
right, Guess My PR. Ready? Don't look at the rundown. Don't look at the rundown. There's numbers on there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and shout out to Riley Human. Colt had his thing up there.
I mean, I knew he was real.
Yeah.
His name's Human.
He looks... That's how you'd envision Riley Human looking.
I think he was like more of a midday guy.
Okay.
I had actually heard of Riley.
Jared writes in. Ready?
Jared, okay.
I'm going to give you some facts about Jared. He's 40 years old, training.
40.
40.
Okay. I heard 4. But that would be kind of cool.
He's training for the Masters Indoor National Championships in March.
Yeah.
After 15 years off. Doesn't say how much time, like what he did during those 15 years.
So he 25 to 40. He was like...
Didn't do anything. I don't know if he
I know what that... I
ran a little
was
bit.
like that too.
Okay. But there's off.
I took 10 years off.
There's
so.
off and then there's off.
Yeah,
I don't know which one it was.
Okay.
So he wants us or you to guess his modern PB, so what he runs right now, and also his high school PB from way back in the day.
Okay.
So, and that is for the 100 and the long jump. Here's his recent workout from blocks. Ready? I'm going to give you some distances that you're probably not familiar with. 30 meters, 4.26. 60 meters, 7.66. 90 meters, 10.98. Another 90 meters, 11.5. He did another 60, but there's no time listed. He also did a 120, no time was listed. And a 30, where he ran 4.41. So he did 30s in 4.26 and 4.41. He did a 60 and 7.66. He did 90s in 10.98 and 11.5.
This is ridiculous what you're asking me to figure out.
This is the segment. It's called Guess My PR. So
Yeah,
what does he
but, like-
run? What does he run right now?
In a 100-meter dash?
100 right now. Yeah, just give me time. His 90 was 10:98 and 11:5 in this workout.
He runs 12.2.
Nailed it. 12.20. Did you look at the sheet?
No.
Okay. What was
Do you know what I did? I went on Excel. I took 1098. I divided it by 9, and then I multiplied it by 10. That
right.
equals 12.2. That's 1.22 times. Yeah.
What was his time in high school in the 100?
So you ran 12.2 as a 40-year-old?
Yep.
So what do you run as an 18-year-old?
Yeah. Or maybe 17. I don't know. Maybe peaked early, 16.
You probably ran 11 flat. 1098.
Gordon. 10.90.
Oh!
You're doing pretty good. All right. He hasn't long jumped recently because he says he doesn't trust his knees. But what was his long jump PR in high school?
So he's a 1090 guy.
10.90. What did he
What
long
did he
jump?
long jump in? In meters. I only know meters.
Well, he put both meters and feet.
Okay. So, I mean, 10.9 is pretty quick. He's got some speed. Okay. So I'll say 7.1.
6.55
Okay,
or
I was
20,
right.
21.6. Yeah, that'd be a monster jump. All right. He also wants some advice.
I'll be honest, I don't know long jump though.
So here's the internet coach segment.
Okay, let's advise him.
So he's been training for 18 months after 15 years of mostly inactivity.
18 months. So he's got good base face.
He's got a good base weight. Well, that's why he's running. I mean, 12.2 when you're 40 is.
So wait, he started training at age 38 and a half, and it's like,
Right.
he's going to almost do 2 years of training before he does his first competition.
Well, maybe he did other competitions, but he's down to 12.2. But his
Okay.
goal is he wants to run under 7.3 at the 60-meter indoor championships, and he wants to long jump 19 feet. He says, I'm back to health after physical therapy on a sprained MCL this spring, want to run under 11.5 in the 100 this summer. So he wants to go from 12.2 down to 11.5, and then his 67.3. In that workout, he ran at least one in 7.66. And he wants a long jump 19 feet.
I mean, he's definitely going to run faster than 7.3. He's more of a I think he'll run 7.2.
All right, what about the 100 time? Under 11.5, can you get that?
Yeah.
I like how many people write in with masters question. Like we're gonna have good representation.
What's he asking for again? He's asking for a train? Like,
yeah.
Like what you should work on?
Internet coach. Yeah, I guess. I mean, the fact that you're doing 30s out of blocks, and 60s and 90s out of blocks.
I mean, I would say the most important thing is practice. You're just, like starting and like going through the motions of like listening to the gun and timer and all that
Isn't
stuff.
that the advice we gave to somebody already?
But like for this, more importantly, because I'm sure most of these times he's probably not like he's not checking false starts and shit.
There's a device he used, like a wearable thing that, yeah, it's not like fully automatic timing, but there's a wearable that he was using.
No, I mean like continue to do.
He sprained his MCL. That worries me. How did you sprain your MCL? Did he do it doing a track workout, or did you just try to play some pickup hoops or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, stay in the weight room. Just do a lot of leg presses.
Weight room? Yeah, are you in the weight room? That's a good one.
Leg presses. So I can tell what I'm doing. So my jumping training, I went from doing the box jumps.
I don't know if anybody asked about that.
The box jump. Well, it's explosive activity.
That's true.
He's trying to be explosive this way. I was trying to be explosive this way.
I think he's more.
For those listening, I'm moving my hand forward or up. It's the same type of explosion. We're just going in different directions.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my direction is going up. So I was doing box jumps. Obviously, I
hurt yourself.
Gashed my shin twice in like a 2-month period. So I retired from box jumps, and I've been doing leg presses and calf raises.
Yeah.
And work on your core, man.
Core.
That's the most important thing.
Okay.
No one thinks about it, but like the stronger your core is, the lighter you are, the easier. Your oblique muscles. I mean, I'm pretending like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't.
Well, that's the point of the segment.
Yeah.
It's where we get to pretend that
But like the muscles in your like here are connected to your legs. Like having really good like hip flexors, like that's like all.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everything's really connected, but like really focusing on your core will make your hip flexibility be able to move better. I've noticed it. So I again.
I love how this is about you now. This is great. It's a
No,
great segment.
I'm internet coaching him. So when I started doing like sit-ups regularly for like a year, right? I'm able now. Like, I couldn't do this before, but like I used to like like you sit on your knees, right? And then you sit down, like you're this, and you go down like that, right?
Okay.
That used to be painful because like for some reason my leg didn't like that position, but now it's not painful because my hips are a lot more flexible.
Okay.
And I think my hips are more flexible because my core
you did sit-ups
is better.
Well, I think that jumping and stuff too.
Jumping, but stuff, like it's just like the flexibility is like something you don't realize that you lose when you don't train as often.
Yeah.
And when I started training again these guys have been doing it for 2 years. It changes a lot. Flexibility is key when you're 40. Like we talked about worrying about the start, but at the end of the day, stretch, man. Work on flexibility. Flexibility. Be very limber.
Wrap yourself in KT tape. That's my advice.
That too.
Just a ton of KT tape.
Like a little, like enough where it draws a little bit of like eyes from the other competition.
What's this guy's doing?
And then they're like, "What's going on?" I didn't know I was supposed to wear K tape.
Yeah.
And like, you get a little mental edge.
Put KT tape where no one's like around your neck. Like just put it in a weird spot.
And then take a white Sharpie.
Yeah.
And write like inspirational quotes on it.
Yeah. No one's done that before.
And like your goals.
Hopefully that's
like say like you're doing it for like someone who's like dying or something like that.
Well,
so like people will feel bad if they beat you because you're doing it for like a kid in the hospital. The other guy's just doing it because he's bored. It's like, well, I should probably let this guy win because the kid in the hospital, this is his make-a-wish for the 40-year-old to win the Masters 60-meter dash.
I was going to say put just your goal time on there. Sub 11.5. Like, write that on the tape. I've never worn the tape. I don't know if it works.
Or have like
KT tape is fake.
KT tape is fake. Maybe write that on it. KT tape is fake.
That's kind of weird.
That'd be kind of ironic.
Yeah, that'd be a strange pivot.
Lots of KT tape. Put it in a spot where everyone's like, "Why do you have KT tape there?" Like on your forehead. Like that would be funny.
Listen, if he ran 10.9 in high school, like
quick.
In the early 2000s, that was fast. That's a fast.
It's fast now too.
Yeah. But I'm
just
saying
oversaturated with like greatness now.
Yeah, but 10.9 I bet could have placed really high or won state meets in a lot of states during that time. So
like Nebraska probably.
Just
what state do you think 10.9?
You know what he should do?
Would win.
He needs to channel. He needs to channel. I don't know what his musical tastes are, but he needs to channel his high school mentality. And the Ultimate High School Band just released a new album.
Blink 182.
From his era. So I don't know if he's a Blink 182 fan. So just get his mindset right.
You know 182, right? You know 1.82 for every 10 meters times 6. Do you know what that equals?
What?
If he runs 1.82 seconds per 10 meter pace.
Yeah.
It's a 10. That's a 10. That's a
10.82.
It's a 10.92.
Oh.
No wait. It's wait. No, hold on.
I think we took it too far.
Yeah, took it too far. I meant 10.28.
Yeah, not the same.
Times 6. That's 7.
Keep us posted.
Take away that. Don't just listen to the new album. That's great. Is it coming out yet?
I don't think it's even out yet.
Are we gonna go to the concert?
We're not, but it's fun to talk about right now, and it's a cool bit of nostalgia. I'm probably gonna listen to them
Blink
after
182.
this. We're gonna turn it on in here as we post the pod. Thanks for writing in. The email address is FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you, Jared. Other people, write in. Guess my PR, internet coach. You don't have to be trying to compete at the Masters Championships. We've set a pretty high bar, but that is not required. Checking in one more time in the chat. Tampa Eagle says, great pod to break up cross country and marathon. Find a way to put a little track and field to keep doing it. Yeah, we did that nice 20-minute open.
Yes.
We would love to put more track stuff in.
We're in the off season.
But we need more topics. So send us topics. Like we did PRs that don't match up. We did Emmy Awards on the bonus pod. We'll do Athlete of the Year. But I was thinking, and it gets tough.
We miss track.
I like all of it. But you want to keep it in some sort of balance, and it'd be fun to rotate through some track stuff. Just when nothing is happening in track, it gets tough to.
Trayvon Romel's been doing a lot of cryptic tweets.
So do you want to do a decoding cryptic tweets?
Yeah, we'll do that maybe on Friday.
Segment.
That could be a new segment. Just like what does this actually mean?
On my other pod, I used to do a segment called we'd answer hypothetical or rhetorical Twitter questions, because back in that era of Twitter, people would post a lot of like questions on Twitter, so we would answer them. So we could try to decode cryptic tweets.
I mean, Are we looking at his Trayvon Jamel's Twitter account?
I mean, there's one that says work. That's not very cryptic.
No, I mean he has like a picture of just 2 feet emojis. There's no glory in practice, but without practice, there is no glory. He does a lot of emoji stuff. This is his most recent tweet on October 11th. It's just a picture of 2 foot emojis.
Rays are out, and now the Mets are out. Well, we try again next year. Not very cryptic. He's just watching baseball.
But like,
He's just watching baseball, Gordon.
he's a Mets Rays fan. That's like a unique combination.
I don't know. Yeah.
I guess Tampa. He lives up in the Mets. Why is he a Mets
I get
fan?
the Tampa thing. I don't know.
Uh.
I mean, I didn't know he's into baseball. Off season for everybody, right? You're just maybe getting into some new interests. All right. Leave it there. Thanks to Colt for producing. Again, on Friday's show, we'll talk about Male Athlete of the Year, assuming they release those 10 nominees before then, which I think that they're going to. Not on the email list, though, for obvious reasons, as we talked about earlier. And then we'll talk about Nuttycombe as it happens and respond to any emails, any questions you guys got. Thank you to Colt. Thank you to Gordon. Talk to you guys on Friday.
Like and subscribe.